The Hidden Leaf village shimmered under the midday sun, its streets bustling with shinobi and civilians alike. Naruto Uzumaki stood atop the Hokage monument, his bright orange jumpsuit a stark contrast against the stone faces of past leaders. He clenched his fists, his blue eyes burning with determination. "I'm gonna be Hokage, believe it," he declared to no one in particular, the wind carrying his words across the village. But today felt different, something lingered in the air, a faint distortion, like the world itself was holding its breath. Below, Sasuke Uchiha trained in a secluded forest clearing, his Sharingan active as he weaved through a barrage of kunai with effortless precision. His movements were a blur, each strike calculated, each dodge flawless. He exhaled sharply, igniting a fireball jutsu that roared through the trees, reducing them to ash. "Still not enough," he muttered, his obsidian eyes narrowing. The memory of Itachi's taunting smile haunted him, fueling his relentless pursuit of power. Meanwhile, Sakura Haruno sat in the hospital library, her fingers tracing the pages of a medical scroll. Her emerald eyes absorbed every detail, her mind racing with theories. She had grown stronger, not just in combat but in wisdom. Her chakra control was unmatched, her fists capable of shattering boulders. Yet, a quiet frustration gnawed at her. "I won't be left behind," she whispered, slamming the book shut. The anomaly struck without warning. A ripple tore through the sky, warping the clouds into jagged, impossible shapes. Naruto staggered as the ground beneath him trembled, his stomach lurching as if the world had tilted sideways. "What the?" Before he could react, the air itself fractured, revealing a swirling void of shifting colors. A pulse of energy erupted, and suddenly, the village flickered, buildings twisted into grotesque parodies of themselves, people's faces melted into unrecognizable forms before snapping back. Sasuke's Sharingan flared as the distortion reached him. The trees around him stretched unnaturally, their bark peeling away to reveal glitching, pixelated textures beneath. "Genjutsu?" he hissed, but his senses screamed otherwise. This was real. His hand flew to a kunai as a monstrous figure emerged from the distortion, a creature of jagged limbs and glowing red eyes, its form flickering like a broken reflection. It lunged, and Sasuke barely dodged, the thing's claws raking the air where his throat had been. He retaliated with a chidori, the lightning screeching as it pierced the creature's chest, but the wound sealed instantly, the beast reforming with a guttural snarl. Naruto landed beside him in a whirl of dust, Rasengan already spinning in his palm. "Took you long enough," Sasuke muttered. Naruto grinned. "Missed me, team?" The creature lunged again, and this time, Naruto met it head-on. His Rasengan collided with the beast's claw, the force sending shockwaves through the glitching landscape. The creature screeched, its form destabilizing for a split second before reforming stronger. "It's adapting," Naruto yelled as the thing swiped at him, its claws grazing his arm. Blood splattered the ground, but before the wound could even sting, golden chakra erupted around him, Kurama's power surging forth. His whisker marks darkened, his eyes shifting to slits as he unleashed a devastating swipe of his own, sending the creature crashing through the trees. Sakura arrived in a blur of motion, her fist slamming into the ground with enough force to split the earth. The shockwave sent the creature flying, but it twisted midair, landing on all fours with a hiss. "We need to figure out its weakness," she shouted, her medical instincts already analyzing its erratic movements. The creature's body flickered again, and suddenly, it split, three identical monstrosities now circled them. Sasuke's Mangekyo Sharingan whirled to life. Amaterasu. Black flames erupted, consuming one of the copies, but the fire sputtered and died as the creature simply erased it from existence. Naruto growled, his tails of chakra lashing. "Fine, if brute force won't work," he formed a shadow clone, the duplicate hurling a barrage of wind-enhanced kunai. The creature dodged, but Sakura was already there, her chakra-enhanced fist connecting with its jaw. Bone cracked, yet it barely flinched, its claws raking toward her face. Sasuke intercepted with a chidori spear, the lightning impaling its torso, but it grinned, a jagged, unnatural smile, before its body dissolved into static. The world shuddered again, the sky peeling back like torn paper to reveal an abyss of swirling code. Naruto's breath came in sharp gasps as he realized the truth. This isn't just some enemy. The world's breaking. The creatures weren't attacking them, they were symptoms of a reality unraveling. And if they didn't fix it, everything would glitch out of existence. Sasuke's Rinnegan flickered open, his voice grim. "Then we fight the world itself." The battle had only just begun. The battlefield was a swirling storm of chakra and debris as Naruto Uzumaki clashed with the corrupted manifestation of his own dream, a monstrous entity that had twisted the very fabric of reality. The air crackled with energy as Naruto's Rasengan collided with the creature's dark, shadowy tendrils, sending shockwaves rippling through the unstable dreamscape. His muscles burned, his breath came in ragged gasps, but he refused to yield. This was his dream, his world, and he wouldn't let it be torn apart. Sasuke Uchiha darted through the chaos, his Sharingan blazing as he analyzed the enemy's movements. The creature was adapting, learning their techniques at an alarming rate. "It's mimicking us," Sasuke growled, narrowly avoiding a jagged spike of corrupted chakra. "We need to overwhelm it before it evolves further." Naruto gritted his teeth, his mind racing. If brute force wasn't enough, they'd have to outthink it. With a burst of speed, Naruto feinted left, drawing the creature's attention, while Sasuke channeled his Chidori, the lightning screeching as he aimed for its blind spot. The creature roared, lashing out with a whip-like appendage, but Sasuke twisted midair, using his Rinnegan to swap places with a nearby rock. The distraction gave Naruto the opening he needed. "Sage Art, Super-Tailed Beast Rasen Shuriken," he bellowed, hurling the spiraling sphere of wind and nature energy. The impact sent the creature reeling, its form flickering like a broken illusion. But it wasn't enough. The dream glitch began stitching itself back together, its wound sealing with eerie, pixelated light. Sakura Haruno, who had been holding the rear, clenched her fists. "If chakra attacks aren't working, maybe we need to disrupt the dream itself," she shouted. Channeling her immense chakra control, she slammed her fist into the ground, sending fissures racing toward the entity. The very landscape trembled, the dream's logic fracturing under her strike. The creature staggered, its form destabilizing, but then it laughed, a distorted, echoing sound. "You can't destroy me. I am your ambition, your desire. I am Naruto Uzumaki." Its body erupted with grotesque versions of Naruto's own techniques, shadow clones with hollow eyes, Rasengans warped into jagged, unstable orbs. The team was forced back, their defenses crumbling under the onslaught. Naruto felt his strength waning, but then Kurama's voice growled in his mind. "Don't you dare give up, idiot. This thing's just a cheap imitation." Naruto's eyes hardened. Kurama was right. He wasn't fighting alone. With a roar, he tapped into the last reserves of his Nine Tails chakra, his body encased in a fiery orange aura. Sasuke's Rinnegan flared in response, his Susanoo forming around him like a spectral warrior. Sakura's Byakugan seal pulsed, healing her injuries as she prepared for one final assault. The three charged as one, their movements synchronized from years of battle. Naruto unleashed a barrage of shadow clones, each one a decoy, while Sasuke teleported behind the creature, his sword crackling with Amaterasu flames. Sakura struck from below, her punch shattering the ground beneath the entity's feet. The creature howled, its form unraveling, but in its desperation, it lashed out with a final, devastating attack. A wave of corrupted chakra surged toward them, threatening to consume everything. Naruto didn't hesitate. He threw himself forward, his body acting as a shield. "I won't let you take anyone else," he screamed, pouring every ounce of his will into a single, defiant Rasengan. The clash was blinding, a cataclysmic explosion of light and sound. Reality itself seemed to scream in protest, then, silence. When the dust cleared, the creature was gone. The dreamscape flickered, the glitches fading as the world began to stabilize. Naruto collapsed to his knees, exhausted but triumphant. Sasuke and Sakura staggered to his side, their own bodies battered but unbroken. "We did it," Sakura breathed. But Naruto's gaze was distant. "Not yet," he muttered. Somewhere, deep in the recesses of his mind, he could still feel it, the glitch wasn't truly gone. It was waiting, biding its time. And when it returned, the battle would be even fiercer. The team exchanged grim nods. This was far from over. The battlefield trembled as Naruto and Sasuke stood back to back, their breaths ragged, their chakra flickering like dying embers. The sky above them warped and cracked, reality itself unraveling under the strain of the dream glitch, a rogue force born from Naruto's subconscious, now threatening to consume everything. The air hummed with distorted energy, fragments of memories and illusions swirling like shattered glass. "This ends now," Naruto growled, wiping blood from his lip, his blue eyes blazing with resolve. Sasuke's Rinnegan pulsed, his Sharingan tracking the glitch's erratic movements. "Took you long enough to catch up," he muttered, though the faintest smirk tugged at his mouth. The glitch surged forward, a monstrous amalgamation of their worst fears, Kurama's snarling visage, Itachi's lifeless eyes, Sakura's broken form. Naruto's heart clenched, but he clenched his fists tighter. "We're not falling for this again," he roared, launching himself forward, a golden aura erupting around him as he channeled every ounce of his remaining chakra. Sasuke was already moving, his Susanoo's skeletal arm forming to block a devastating swipe aimed at Naruto's blind spot. The impact sent shockwaves through the ground, but neither flinched. They'd fought too long, lost too much, to break now. Naruto weaved hand signs with practiced speed, summoning a massive Rasen shuriken, its edges crackling with raw power. Sasuke's Amaterasu flames coiled around it, black fire merging with swirling wind. Now! Naruto hurled it forward, Sasuke's Chidori spear striking at the same instant. The glitch screeched, reality buckling as the combined force tore through its form. But it wasn't enough, the creature reformed, its laughter a twisted echo of their own voices. "You can't win," it taunted. "I am you." Naruto's legs shook, his vision blurring. He'd pushed past his limits so many times, but this felt final. Then, a hand gripped his shoulder. Sasuke's voice was low, steady. "Remember what we fought for. Not just the village. Not just revenge. Each other." Naruto's breath hitched. The glitch thrived on doubt, on fractured bonds. But their bond, flawed, tested, unbroken, was the one thing it couldn't replicate. With a wordless cry, Naruto reached deep, past exhaustion, past pain, and found it, the last spark of Kurama's chakra, the warmth of his friend's faith, the unyielding will to protect. Sasuke's eyes widened as Naruto's aura erupted anew, not just gold but pure white, a light that seared through the glitch's illusions. "Together," Naruto said, and Sasuke didn't hesitate. Their hands met, chakra intertwining, and the world itself seemed to hold its breath. The final blow wasn't a technique or a jutsu, it was a truth. The glitch shattered, not from force, but from the sheer weight of their shared resolve. Reality snapped back into place, the sky clearing as if the storm had never been. Naruto collapsed to his knees, Sasuke barely catching himself on one arm. Around them, the battlefield was silent, the air thick with the scent of ozone and blood. In the aftermath, the world was different. The villages, once divided by old wounds, now stood united, their people having witnessed the cost of hatred, and the power of reconciliation. Naruto, hoarse but grinning, turned to Sasuke. "Guess we finally got it right, huh?" Sasuke exhaled, the ghost of a smile on his lips. "TCH. Don't get used to it." But there was no bite in his words, only relief. As the sun rose, casting long shadows over the scarred earth, Naruto knew this wasn't just an ending. It was a beginning. The glitch had been a nightmare, but waking up, together, meant they could finally move forward.